Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We getting ready to start. I am excited to see you, and you. Hello. How many remember that song, right? I am super excited that I get to still have my mama with me, y'all. And we are sending out love and light to all of those who have their mothers with them, as well as those who will be remembering their mother on this weekend. Yes. I'm excited. One of a kind. You got yours and I got mine. My heart belongs to you. I'll always love my mama. She's my favorite girl. You only get one. How y'all doing? We getting ready. I have a special guest that will be today. Let me share this out real quick. Something that you can't describe. It's the kind of love that stays with you until the day you die. Hey, go ahead and share this live. Yes, we're about to get started. You got yours and I got mine. Hey everybody, how are you? You, and you. Happy Self-Care Saturday. Yes, because it is about you. This weekend, because we know it is special. We are already into our monumental May. And part of what we get to recognize, right? Because for those who are mothers, whether you are a guardian of someone or you get the privilege to be called mother, whether you birth somebody or you're a caregiver, you're a guardian, or somebody's even guardian angel. We salute you this weekend. Because we know there were no now they have books that are written, but I believe until you've walked in those shoes, each relationship, each time you give birth is still different. So it does not matter to me personally what may have been written, what may have been said as it relates to being a mother, being a guardian over anyone. It's something that for a lot of us, I know with me, I'm blessed to be a mother of 3, and each one of my children, even though they were in the same house, they're still different. They have still different personalities. So no one size fits all when it comes to motherhood, if I can say that, if that's something that I'm allowed to say. I'm excited. I'm going to be bringing in my guest shortly. She is back there hanging in the wings. She is excited because she is a clarity strategist. She's a clarity strategist. Yes, Licia Thompson. I know people, you're going to get to know and hear a lot more about her. But for me, in Self-Care Saturday, it is about you. So, hey, mama, if you're watching, you know I'm sending you love. Most of you already know that I do live in Georgia. My mom, my family, my siblings are in Ohio. And so I will not be physically with my mother this weekend, but y'all know how I feel about my mama. As often as I can, I see her. So I'm pretty sure y'all know she may be popping in the live at any given moment. But I'm excited. So we're going to talk and have this juicy conversation that is needed. It is needed. And I thought it fitting. We're talking about mothers moving forward, putting yourself first, and even asking the question. We're going to even ask the question today. Are you insane? Are you insane? And what does that really look like, right? Because we know that there's a thin line between sane and insane. And then there's good parts of being insane, if I can say that, if I'm allowed to say that, because, for a lot of geniuses in the world, it takes a little bit of being insane in a good way for some of your brilliance to come out. But as it relates to today, what does that look like for us as mothers? So I'm excited to be getting ready to have this juicy, juicy, juicy conversation. And I believe she's back there smiling at me. Are you ready, Miss Thompson? I'm getting ready to bring you on. I know that they are ready and hanging in the wings. So go ahead and share this out if you are there. Yes, yes, yes. Are you ready? I'm about to bring my amazing guest on today. I'm hoping everybody can hear me. So make sure you put in the comments if you can hear this recording and if everything is sounding okay. Can you hear me good before I bring my guest on? Does everybody hear me okay? So just say, yes, we can hear you. Yes, we're loving it. We're sharing it out. And here she comes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
Right. Can you hear me? Yes, crystal.
Okay.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love those locks and you over there. Yeah, I'm excited to have you joining me today. So for those, because this is our first time publicly, let them know who you are and what you do and the people you serve.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you for having me on your platform. I appreciate it. So I am Licia Thompson, Leadership Transition Clarity Strategist, live streaming from Cincinnati, Ohio. And I'm really happy to be here. I work with leaders who define themselves as such personally and or professionally, and who are in the midst of creating transitions in their lives to move to the next level, to the next phase. So many times we find ourselves coming out of situations such as divorce, or we've been caregivers or parents. We're moving into the next phase of our lives and trying to create what that looks like consciously. So I love the fact that we as humans have options, right? We are not defined by where we are at any given moment. And it's important for me at this time in my life to be able to help other people move into where they know they are purposed to be.
Look, I'm trying to just, one of my bouquet of flowers that I got, it's, for me, the weekend, that's what I said, we are graced to be mothers, right? Because you are a mother of 2, right?
Yes.
You're a mother of 2, I'm a mother of 3. And so part of my Mother's Day weekend, because I'm a mother every day, right? But when I get a reason to say, hey, this is that weekend. So I'm excited about it. And so I've already started to, get flowers and did the mother-daughter massage yesterday, had breakfast with a couple of my kids this morning and some other stuff that's even planned for tomorrow. I'm excited that you actually get to serve the people in that way with you being a transition clarity strategist. Yes. What even led you to want to do something like that? You're a mother, right? You have responsibility. Absolutely. What even made you want to do that?
Oh my gosh. Well, to make a long story short, I had a career.
What's a little bit of part of that why? What's a little bit of part of that why?
Yeah. So I had a career in the workers' comp industry in corporate for 22 years. In the last 10 of those years, I actually led teams the entire time. The last 10 was involving returning employees to work who had gotten injured and who needed accommodations because of the severity or the level of their injury. Now, from being in a leadership role all those 22 years, you can imagine I worked with a lot of people, including those who were injured. And so what I saw was a pattern in many cases where people were unhappy when they came to work, unhappy when they woke up in the morning thinking about the day that they had to face. And sometimes it turned into being bitter and or not being as productive at work because they were thinking about all the things that they didn't want going on in their lives. So, I would say a couple of years ago, I started thinking about what was my next phase of of life would look like, because I felt as though it was time for me to make another change, make another transition. But I wanted to pull from the knowledge that I had learned by being a leader in that environment, and then bridge that with some new skills. So I went to a coaching program for a year to get different certifications, because I wanted to learn how to speak differently to people. Now I'm a coach. I'm not the person who's telling people what to do anymore. That's my past life. And so even as a mom, my daughters are adults, so I'm not telling them what to do either anymore, because they've already benefited from the knowledge that I could have possibly given them. Of course, there's more, but they can make their own decisions. Coaching offers me the ability to get into people's mind. I always have been just intrigued by the psychology of the human mind. So now I get to understand how to think by the conversations that I have with them. But using that knowledge plus my past helps me to bridge it and help them to move into the areas that they have defined as far as where they want to go at this time in their lives. So for me, it's really exciting. It's very rewarding. I love seeing facial expressions change when they have that moment of clarity. And I'm not telling them that. This comes from asking a lot of questions that force them to think about how they answer. And generally, that's where the clarity comes when it comes in.
That's good. That's so good. And it's definitely needed. I guess when I think about who I am and part of how I work, understanding having a desire for a greater understanding of the psychology of the mind, as you know, when we think about self, right? Because we're talking about mothers, we're talking about moving forward, we're talking about self-firsting and all of that good stuff. It's like you have to really even understand psychologically how you work, right? So it's like being okay with that journey for yourself, to then want to even be that or be a guide to kind of help others navigate towards a greater way of living, a healthier lifestyle. Because if we're here, we might as well live, right? I believe that God would have it that we would have life and life more abundantly, right? He definitely will do above anything we could ever ask or think. So it's like, while we're here, why not understand yourself greater, right? Oftentimes, in order for us to be of service to others, we have to know ourselves. It's to understand not only our worth, our wealth, but who we are at the core of us. And
who we are and whose we are.
Yeah. But think about it. Since you touched that real quick, because there's a lot of people who really do love the Lord, right? They have confessed him as their personal savior, but along the way, they still may have gotten lost or never really understood. But like, I know who loves me. I know if I die, I'm going to heaven. But like really truly walking in the fullness of joy. Not just being happy based off what is happening, but being and walking and operating in the fullness of joy that he would have us to live, right? That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about mothers. I just talked about it. There is do books exist? Now they do. But does that work for every mother? No, it does not. No. You could write your book. I could write mine. What would you title your book? If you wrote a book talking about trying to help mothers, what would you title your book? Yeah.
Live in the fullness. I think not just as even being a mom, because we're so distracted being a mom, or even if it were a dad, but there's so many moving pieces, right? Every day we're trying to live our lives, have a career, but also show up 120% for our children, to build them, equip them, teach them values and morals, all those things. Before we launch them into society. But in doing all of that, and I'm going to go back to what you said initially about, just being insane. There are moments, being tired, being stressed, all of that at the same time can cause you tends to start questioning your own thoughts and beliefs. You know, you start second guessing, am I doing the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to be? Am I teaching my children the right things at this time based on what they're going through? So you have all this circling in your mind, which is why your platform is so essential for self-care. And it's not selfish to say, put yourself first, because we need to pull back at times to sit down, be quiet, and think, and strategize.
So right there, let's get a little bit more clarity around that real quick. Right?
Okay.
You just said, and we're talking about putting ourselves first as moms, right? Pull back so that we can begin to put ourselves first. If someone was looking in right now, looking in or even watching it on the replay, what would you say to them if they're saying, well, what are they talking about? Mothers, you're a mother, your kids are first. No, what do you mean? You're a mother. I mean, you may be a mother, you may be have a companion or not, but if you're saying you're a mother, but what do you mean? Pull back. What do you mean? Put yourself before your kids. I need you to help today, strategist, right?
Define that.
Help get them some understanding and clarification around
what that means.
Being okay as a mother to put yourself first. Help us with that. Talk about that for a moment.
Yeah. So the way I look at it, and I didn't do this. So this is coming from after the fact, looking back, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's important for us to show up as our best selves, so that we equip our children, as I stated earlier. However, to have the mental clarity and the physical energy and peace of mind to do that, to pour into others, we have to replenish ourselves first as well. I didn't always do that. I typically at that time, I would say I was tired all the time. I was exhausted. I would wake up exhausted, go to bed exhausted, and did that for many years and learned and live in that type of learn to live that way and still figure out a way to maximize. But looking back on it, I don't recommend that for anyone, because what I learned is that's not the best way to show up. Not that other people see it or hear it, but internally and physically, I do it. So now it's important to, when I work with my clients, we talk about balance. We talk about replenishing. We talk about pouring from a full cup, not the empty cup syndrome. And how do we replenish? Sometimes we need to schedule on a calendar. I'm a big proponent of teaching people how to use an electronic, on your phone, to use a calendar that gives you alerts a day ahead, a week ahead, or whatever, so that you don't miss anything and miss everything going on. Schedule time if you need to. Block out an hour for yourself that you hold as a meeting to yourself, with yourself. So that's the time. That way you're consciously putting it in your week, date and time that you want, and you refuse to reschedule something else. If someone needs you at that time, it's okay to say, I have a meeting at that time. Let's look at, a different date or a different time. That's not being selfish. That's keeping ourselves healthy, vital, keeping our mentality sharp, so that we can do all these things. And we can do all the things. We learn how to multitask. We have learned how to show up where we be. We need to be clear in our mind. They look good.
You better wait. Say that part again. And look good.
It's important to look nice.
And look good. My grandmother, God rest her soul. She birthed 17 children.
Oh my goodness.
My mother birthed 7, but she was mother to many. I'm the second oldest. So you can still look good and be a mother. I know a number of women, whether you have one birth or 10, they look amazing, and they don't look like they have in some cases pushed or had pulled out of them that many children, because we're not supposed to look like we've been beat up, right? You're supposed to me, now to me, because I believe that is one of my, because since I have three of my proudest moments is to be a mother, right? Being a proud mom and knowing that, maybe we don't. I apologize. I've often apologized to my oldest for sure. Look, I don't know about the other two, but for my oldest, I apologize for the things that I was learning with her, right? Because sometimes in that first baby, you've seen the commercials. You'll see the commercial with the first baby. With some people, though, the first baby is perfect. You wiping everything off, and by the time that third baby, they out there making little mud pies. But I already know it with my first, because I had her. I said, I've been a mother. God bless me. Look, all of my entire adult life. So that means while I was still learning me, I was still learning how to be a mother. I was still learning not only to be a mother, but to be really, truly a mommy, right? And because there is two different things, the same way that there is a dad and daddies, right? There's a father and daddies, right? But we're going to discuss that next month for Father's Day.
But let me say,
say it. Go.
Yeah. You said that you were still learning, with your first, and I agree. But I think we continue to learn, regardless of the number of children. We just we carry what we learn. And as a new mom, I didn't know anything. I was ill-equipped, and so, it was a process of trial and error.
Yes.
But we take that and we continue to build on it as we mature and continue to learn. So the point is, we don't have to know everything. We just have to be willing to embrace the opportunity and the resources to continue to seek knowledge and gain as we continue to move forward. So everything is about a transition. If you look at it, everything is about growth, maturity, and being willing to take some calculated risks that we think we can win.
And you know what, too? I believe, and this may help a mom somewhere, be okay to give yourself, I mean, of course, we don't want it to the detriment, but you're gonna make mistakes, but embrace yourself, embrace it, and be willing. You have to be willing as mothers to say, oh, I didn't quite get that right. That's why I said, I really apologize. Even now, my oldest will be 34 and my youngest just turned 12. So those are two different spectrums. They're all different, but we're talking about a whole lifetimes over apart. And so the different things with my youngest, and she's having certain conversations with me, and I have to even make her understand, because they don't know what they don't know. And then when you think about society and how fast things are moving versus even 20, 30 years ago, it's even a different time for them. So all they know is what they see. And it's me really trying to be the mother that I need to be for each individual children. That's why I know oftentimes we've heard it, and I know with me and my siblings, how some parents, even if it's obvious, you really have to watch saying, that's my favorite child. No, because all your children, in some regards, whether they good, bad, or indifferent, is the favorite, because they're all different. I know, here it is. This is one thing I wanted to say. You know how we've heard it said, I love all my children the same. All kids don't need the same loving. Some kids, they're okay by themselves because they're introvert and they're fine. Some of your other children, they may actually require a little bit more of your attention, which will require more out of you, which could cause you to have to expend a certain amount of more, emotionally, right? They may require you, they may need you more emotionally present than your other child. So saying that, yes, do you love your children? Would you be willing to, step in front of a bus for them? Probably so, right?
Yeah.
But to say I love them the same, no. Do I love you and love you unconditionally as a mom? Sure. Yeah, maybe that part. But loving you the same is different, because we all have different needs. We all have different wants. We all have different desires. They're different individuals. Sometimes they don't even know what they want. They don't even know what they need. So they're even learning how to articulate it and express it, which even brings us to what a part of which is I think is cool because it's two sides. When you think about the whole thing of talking about it being what? Insane. Like the whole, are you insane? Are you insane?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like right now, it's like, are you insane? And you think about, when I think about, hey, when people be like, and I don't hate is such a strong word. I dislike when I hear the pressure being put on some children, married or not, or how they're pressured to get married because a grandparent, your mom, the dad, may want a grandchild. I'm not big on that about pressuring people to have children for the sake of you may wanting them to have or feel that they would be a good parent. Right. Because some people are just meant to be that great aunt, that great uncle, right? They're not meant to be have that type of response, because being a parent or being a mom, there's a great level of responsibility in coming.
And it doesn't end.
It doesn't stop. And then you think about having grown children and minor children, right? Because even as adults, they still have times when they do need you. Some of them, God bless them, they may need you more than the minor children. I mean, and that's the truth. If we were to take a poll and have some, people to chime in, and that's why you really have to know and be okay to put yourself first, because you don't know when you got to be able to show up for yourself and have something to even give them, whether it's mentally, physically, financially, spiritually.
All of those.
What are your thoughts on that? What is your thoughts about when people, the pressure of even people saying, hey, isn't it time you give, with the wanting people or parents or grandparents saying, hey, isn't it time for you to give me a grandchild? Like I know you have, unless I'm mistaken, you have 2 daughters, right?
Yeah.
What's your thought on that, about that?
And I've absolutely said that to them, because it was said to me by my grandmother, who asked, after I got to be, but it was a different time, right? And people had their children younger during my grandparents' era. So I'm sure when she asked that, she's reflecting on the times in which she grew up. Things have changed, which goes back to, we need to be whole people as a mom, and sometimes our wholeness is somewhat delayed even during years of parenting. So what I mean by that is, when we have our children, we show up and we do the best that we can, but that there's no limit to the greatness of us as individuals, as women. Our greatness continues. Opportunities are always available should we choose to step into those various opportunities. And then there's awareness. Some of us see opportunities and others are clueless and aren't able to see. But with insight, and then also spending time around people who know more than us. So I believe when we select the people we spend time with, the people we hang out with, we shouldn't want to be the brightest person in the room, because that can stunt our growth. But we want to surround ourselves by various personalities, people in different walks of life, so we can blend all of the greatness from the people in which we choose to spend time, which helps us to continue to grow. So if we are having phases of insanity, I'll admit to, there have been times when I thought one thing, and then you think, and you're like, well, what was I thinking about? So you hope it's minimal. and nothing life altering.
No casualties. How about no casualties?
Yeah. There you go. Because the reality is, right. Because in the moment, sometimes we think we're there, we have it all figured out. And then when you pause, you're like, wait a minute. That's not it.
And as a parent, I really, we have to be mindful. Of course, you're the parent, you raise the child, and then the hope is that you're graced enough to someday your child can consider you not only their parent, but consider you their friend. right? I
Absolutely.
think that that is a beautiful seat to be in. That's a great space. I mean, I say that because I believe that, especially, you know, with my older two versus even my younger one. Like even now, of course, I have to watch because she's still a minor, and it's like, no, I am your mother first. Maybe
Yes.
someday, someday, with the grace of God, as our relationship continues to grow and build, and you will be able to truly be like, and not only she's my mom, but she's my friend, right? That it grow into that, but yet you still respect your adult children, because I understand that. Respecting, you know, when you grown, and
Right.
respect, we know that respect goes both ways. And I really can proudly say that I'm grateful to have, you know, have both. And I know everybody
Absolutely.
can't say that, but I think that's a great space. And then when I even thinking about, again, we talking about that are you insane? Are you insane? And it's like when you think about being insane, and we know there's a good and a bad side of that. When if we like go and look at the, you know, the gray side of that, it's talking about times. Is there a time that you can recall when you possibly even might have ignored yourself being a mother? What about that for you? What about that when you
So
might have ignored yourself?
for many years, I would say.
Say.
So I tried to balance building a career with being the best mom that I could be, because I know that being a mom and really putting everything you can into building your children up is temporary. Short window in the totality of life to do the best before we launch them into society on their own. So I made a decision to focus on my career and my children. I forgot that there's more to life, you know. So I didn't necessarily spend as much time being with my friends as I wish I had, because I couldn't figure out how to balance that. My kids were in sports the entire year. They may have had a week or two off between seasons or what have you, but they played multiple sports and they were in music and all the other organizations. So I was, of course, the chauffeur. I didn't mind because I chose to be their mom. I prayed to, you know, to have kids, and so it was okay. But there is a way to balance better than what I did when I look back. And so that's important too.
So not only were you what ignoring yourself, but now I hear a little bit of neglect. You was neglecting some stuff that when we thinking about, are you insane? Right? We're talking about ignoring. We're talking about neglecting. You are neglecting things as it relates to you to help keep you balanced, to help keep you connected to you. Yeah.
So let's call that limiting beliefs, where these thoughts creep into your mind where you think, I can't do that right now, I don't have time, or it'll be okay because of whatever, or it's not about me right now, it's about them. So it is about my children, but I also it's about them being the people who reported to me. And that's where the struggle comes sometimes. And then we limit our capabilities by these things that we allow ourselves to maybe use as excuses. But it's not consciously that we're doing it, it's subconsciously where these things creep in, and I can't even go to that event with my friends because I don't have time. But the reality is we make time for what we want to do, and so we do have time. Sometimes we shortchange or second guess ourselves. How about you? What was your experience?
Yeah, experience, and definitely ignoring certain as it even related to my health, not even properly eating, not even properly resting. So of course I was ignoring the fact that I was not eating the way I was supposed to, right? I was also neglecting the fact that I needed a certain amount of, even if we're gonna stick with food for a second, that means I was stuff, I was neglecting the fact that I needed more physical fitness in my life, right? Which then leads me to this. When we talking about being insane, is then it caused me to suffer more.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the ignoring, because of the neglect, it led to more suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And as mothers, when we think about being a mother or not, because everybody on here that may be looking or listening, you may not be a mother, but these things still apply. If you looking and listening, you're a human, right? And we hope you are a human doing, not just a human being. So things will show up that you may recall and say, hey, am I ignoring that? Have I neglected that? And is it causing me to suffer? So behind that, me ignoring and neglecting, it caused me to suffer more. So what about, how did you even suffer? If you were talking about, hey, I to get greater clarity and understanding around this, I suffered. And because of that, what happened? What did you suffer from? And then what was that moment of clarity that caused you to do better?
So in my case, I would define suffering as kind of what you said. There was some weight gain going on, and just neglect from the standpoint of not doing things that previously brought me joy. Little things like I love to read books. I had been an avid reader my whole life. When my kids were younger, I would even find myself sitting down to read a book, and it might be midnight when I start, and you get lost in the book. You look at the clock, it's now 2:30 in the morning. My alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning, things like that. But on a bigger scale, think about when you're parenting, and then you also become a caregiver for a parent, because that's common as well. And so now you are really taxed between the two, and if you have a career, all going at the same time, which I know a lot of people experience that type of lifestyle. And so having done all of that, it's easy to neglect yourself. When do you have time to think about yourself when you're focusing on what the services are that are necessary to help the people you love the most? So that's another important phase of life. And I want to circle back when you talked about exercise. For me, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a big proponent of physical exercise. But that comes from having missed opportunities during those years when my kids were younger. For some reason, it never dawned on me that I could take them to the gym. I don't know. I mean, little things I could have done, which now I help other people to see that there are different ways to work in those things in our lives. So physical exercise, what I learned is that for me, I get a lot of clarity about my internal strength when I push myself to take a run, for a few miles. When I'm getting tired, I know that if I change my mindset, my body follows. So if I think I can, and if I make a conscious decision of how far I'm going, the rest of me goes with where I project my mind. And the same is with weightlifting. It's with any of those challenges that come up in life, even beyond just physical exercise, just life challenges. When we project and we self-talk in a positive way in our mind, whether that comes from affirmations. For me, it comes from my faith, and it comes from my ancestry, because I draw from my Georgia roots where my people came from. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, if I'm worrying about something I can't do, I know they've done far more than I'll ever. They've had more adversity that they overcame than I hope to ever experience. And so who am I to think that I can't accomplish certain things when they've done all that they can to pave the way? So those are the types of thoughts, to be fully transparent, even when I have been running and thinking, because it's 90 degrees, I'm out here pounding the pavement or whatever. Sometimes I've thought about, okay, so my people came out of, they came out of the south to an unknown world that didn't welcome them. Surely I can run a couple more miles, but little things like that. So not that that's a comparison at all, let me be clear, but I'm just talking about mental strength that helps me to stay strong.
Being a mom, being a mother, even that, look, whether you was ready or not, there is some things that take place in your mind, and there needs to be a mindset shift when you take on motherhood. Everything starts in the mind.
Yeah.
So whether it was Planned Parenthood or not, let's talk about it.
Still step up and be the best parent you can be.
Still step up and be the best parent that you can be, because I believe, my belief is that God is the giver of life. So I need for somebody to know that it doesn't matter how you arrive, right? Whether it was planned or not.
Right.
Nobody is a mistake. And if you are here, that means you are here on purpose, for a purpose, with purpose. And it is God. It is He who is our creator. We just get to co-create a few things, but it is He who is the giver of life. So there is no devil in hell that can bring life, that can give birth, that can give life. Now, do some people raise some Hades while they're here? They sure do. But there is nothing. If anybody is looking or listening, there's nothing that you could not have done. You were thought of before your parents ever came together. So that means that you still have an assignment on your life. There is still a plan and a purpose for your life. There is still something that is uniquely designed with you in mind. It is about you. Yes. Are we saluting mothers today? Sure we are. I'm here with my special guest. And we're talking about mothers putting themselves first and asking the question, are you insane? Are you insane? Maybe, maybe not, right? Because we
have moments.
We have moments. We have to see, which leads me to this. So get ready for this. We're talking about what? Ignoring some stuff, neglecting some stuff. We've suffered. Right? Parents have gone without. Some parents, God bless them, know what it feels like to not eat anything, because what little they do have, they got to feed their babies first. But then you know what some of that stuff causes? Some of that stuff causes you to do what? It turns into anger. And then you become angry. Whether it was by choice or by force, some of the situations, right? We know we ain't always, walking and looking and smelling roses. Thank you, Lord, that I get to do that today, right? I don't take it for granted that I get to literally smell roses today. When you walk into, my office space, when you step into the room, you smell the aroma of fresh roses. I don't take that lightly. I'm so grateful. But it causes sometimes some mothers. I know it's been times when me being a single parent prior to getting married, being angry at days when it was just me and the kids, or being angry because I felt that I wished it could have been different, right? Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? Trying not to live with regrets, trying to do things that you have to forgive yourself, for certain decisions you made in those moments just to survive. Right. We're talking about angry. Has there ever been a time when you might have been angry?
Actually, I'm divorced, and so making that decision to finalize something that I thought would have been a forever was tough. Thinking about my kids and how it would impact them, how it would possibly impact the two families that had come together. That's a challenge. But then sometimes things that you thought would work out one way just don't. And so spending a lot of time soul-searching and trying to fix some things, at some point, once you've done all that you can do, you have to acknowledge it is just not, it's not what you thought maybe it would be. But it's not the end of the road, right? Those are the opportunities. You take what you have learned, good and bad, and you focus on still continuing to rise, rise and be the best that you can be, work with the circumstances that you have, and you pick it up versus allowing anger to seep in and to change your personality. My belief is there's another way. There are other ways to live versus accepting anger. That's, to me, that's just such an unnecessary dark place. And so how do you?
But it's real. It's real.
Like,
it's real.
Yeah. So how do? I mean, we all get angry at times, but that's different when it's momentary versus a way of life. So how to circumvent that? Sometimes there are opportunities to focus on gratitude. So even if we don't have something, what do we have? Look at the things we do have. Those are still blessings. Do we get everything we want? No, and we shouldn't. Sometimes we want things we never should have or that we don't need. Yeah. So just again, going back to what you said previously, a mindset shift to focus on the greater good and less on the negatives and keep it moving. I mean, life can be grand, can be spectacular. It's how we choose to look at the opportunities that we have. So reflecting again on the greatness, the blessings, and future opportunities, hopefully will help us to move forward in times of despair. We all have had something that has come up that wasn't the best, but it's all temporary in my mind. It's not permanent. And so navigate through it and keep it moving. Minimize the negative and amplify the positive. It's how we look at life.
But see, with that too, it's talking about when you talk about the ignoring, the neglect, right? All of that leading to suffering, and then some of that suffering then builds up the anger, which for some people, we remember we're talking about mothers. This is not just how our walks are. We're having this conversation, this heart-to-heart conversation today. Mm-hmm. But we're talking to and in hopes of someone that may even look or listen later, that behind that, they could even be somebody that's needy, or it leads them to negotiating in ways that really is not necessarily something that they should be doing for what it is that they're called to, even as a parent, being needy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes that neediness leads to manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're talking about mothers. It's not just, this is not Kids Day. We're recognizing and saluting mothers because of moms being amazing.
Right.
And a blessing. It's a blessing to be a mother. God seeing fit to allow a person to, whether it's by foster care. So I salute and I applaud everyone who chooses to raise someone else's, children. That's a blessing.
Absolutely.
So with that though, but it's like being needy. And then when you think about being needy, the energy, we're talking about insane, right? We're talking about, are you insane? So for somebody just looking to listen, I'm with my special guest, Ms. Thompson. We're talking about mothers putting yourself first, because it is about you too. It's about you too.
It's about us. But from a positive standpoint, everyone goes through their lives with periods that are challenging. We know that that's a given, but from the challenges can come growth. When we self-reflect on whatever it is that has caused a challenge, learn from it and minimize. I keep saying that. Despite the magnitude, and we all, including myself, have had phases of life where something negative was going on. But again, it helps to remember that it is not permanent, and we have a choice. So a lot of times, moms might sit in the midst of a lifestyle that does not serve them well, because they think that or feel that that's the only option that they have. And I just want to encourage people to look beyond what's directly in front of us at all times. Be able to be a visionary and a strategist, but visualize how you want to live your life beyond the way it is currently. If your current life is not serving you well, if it doesn't serve you well, you do not have to settle and remain. That's just my belief. But I believe that for everyone, I believe that we all have options. It might not be easy, but we still have choices. So to choose to remain where we don't belong and let that turn into anger, I just don't see that. That's not necessary, in my opinion. But I think it's a choice to sit in it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's huge, because we talk about, again, I thank you so much for pausing for this Mother's Day weekend to choose to be a part of today's broadcast with me, stepping in on Self-Care Saturday with this amazing weekend for Mother's Day, right? And so I need everybody to know, I want them to make sure that they know how to even find you, and so they can have a conversation with you to talk about more about being a clarity, strategist, right? They understand that. And then that's why we have to be okay to come together as mothers, come together and collaborate as colleagues, right? Building bonds and building friendships and building relationships, because me and you both, we understand and know what self-care means. We understand the importance of what all of that look like, right? But it may be somebody that needs to hear the way that you would give the information. So by all means, making sure that they know how to find you. So just even let them know how they can even find you if they want to extend the, continue the conversation with you, talking about and getting more clarity. And as they transition, because it could be someone that is older and they're in a space, in a place where they want to potentially, whether they're a mother or not, because it's not just, we're talking and we're saluting moms, but this is for whether you're a man, woman, boy, or girl. We all go through transitions. We all go through times in life where you may feel insane, and you may feel like, what the heck is going on? What am I doing? You may have times where you may be saying, oh my God, have I ignored this? Am I neglecting that? Is that what I'm really doing? Am I choosing to suffer? Has it caused me to build up, anger? Am I that person that's needy? Am I that person that is needy and I don't realize that that's what I've been doing? But understanding that it can require you to expend energy that you can choose to use someplace else. You're talking about choices, right? We get a choice. I say it all the time. We get a choice. You get to choose.
We do.
You get to choose. So if you're choosing to not only have a conversation with myself, or you can give her a call, you can reach her. So let them know how they can find you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. First, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to spend this time with you. But to reach me, yes, I can be found at Licia, Licia, at LiciaThompson.com is my email. My website is www.LiciaThompson.com. I am on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram as the Transition Clarity Strategist. And so reach out. I'm also accepting new clients. I will offer a 30-minute strategy session for free with individuals who are ready. So let me stress, ready to make some changes. My clients are men and women globally, and I really find it important to stress ready, because a lot of people will say, yes, I want to hire you. They're not ready. They're not ready to put in the work. It's not easy to change things in our lives, especially if we have habits that we've carried, from the past forward. So to make changes takes time, energy, mindset, but it's work. So it's a serious matter. So again, thank you so much, Shawanna. I appreciate it.
Licia, I am so excited that we have had this time together. This is definitely won't be our last time talking about it. In this case again, because We're saluting mothers. So happy Mother's Day to all
to
the beautiful women out
everyone.
there. You may see this or catch this on the replay. But when we talk about what mothers and moms and being a mom, man, it's a blessing. It is a gift. You do not have to be. No, you're not insane. So to answer that question, are you insane? No. Do sometimes you feel like you could be insane? Yeah. But on here, what we're talking about is just simply just mothers being okay and feeling free and unapologetically being okay to move forward, to put yourself first, so that if you feel like you have those moments where you may feel overwhelmed, overlooked, right, undervalued, underappreciated, that you definitely have a place. There is some place that you can go. There is somebody who still needs what you have. Yeah, somebody needs you. Yeah, you're looking and you're listening. Yeah, somebody needs exactly what you have to give, what you have to offer. And that's really what Self First is about. It is.
Yeah, getting it together. You got to get yourself together.
Yeah, doing that inner work, that self-discovery. It's the journey. It's your journey. It is about you. I see that we even had a couple of the comments on here, and I saw but one said, right, live your life well. Like, live your life well. Choose to live a well life, whatever that may look like or feel like for you. What does that look like for you? My life is not your life. Our lives are not intended to look the same, right? And that's why we have to be mindful, moms, to not say because you see that house with the picket fence and saying, man, I wish. No, you have a different walk. You have a different place, it's a different plan designed with you in mind, because it is about you. One thing that I
And what about this? And what about leaving a positive legacy?
Yeah,
because we only have a short time.
You only get one life. You only get one life. We only get one life. Just like the people have said, some people are blessed to have mothers in love, right? We don't like to say mother-in-law. We know according to the law, right? If you're married, right? But it's mother-in-laws, or whether they're a foster parent or someone that just have taken you under their wings. But you only get one mother. So if you call your mom today, if you can't go see her, spend the extra money, send her some flowers, have somebody to go take her some flowers. Do something for them. I mean, we know, because we know there's a lot of stories that can go into that. We know different people have different relationships with their parents. Again, we just talked about that. All parent-child relationships are definitely not the same. It is just what we can do, what we have control over, and we take responsibility for what we do, the energy that we give, right? Because that could be positive or negative. You kept talking about that the whole time today. You kept talking about that. You kept talking about the mindset and us choosing to be positive, us choosing to want to know and have greater clarity, right? Us choosing that in those transitions from the way life might have been to where we are right now, us choosing to do that. It's a choice, and you have to speak those things. You have to speak it and then move to action in doing so, right? We're talking about moving. Mothers moving. That means they require an action. Something every day. Something every day. So again, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for pausing for Mother's Day. I know your family is going to shower you if they have not already started to do so, or they definitely got some plans in the wings.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're going to do this again. So make sure that you
are let's for sure get together again.
Following both of us. Hopefully this was something that somebody needed to hear. This young lady is a powerhouse. And if you're on Clubhouse, perhaps, even if you're saying, well, I don't want to be on screen, we are both on Clubhouse. We're both on Clubhouse. So check us out.
And we're going to connect on Clubhouse in the same room.
We're doing some Clubhouse stuff. So if you're saying, well, I just want to listen in, I don't want them to see me on the screen, I don't really want to say nothing, I just want to, we're doing that too, because it's needed. And if there are some other conversations that you would like to have us to share even together, be sure to inbox me. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. It's about us being okay to, what, as I call it, own your shift. Or in this case, because most of the times it's primarily women, it's owning her shift. And we talk about transition, that's you owning that transition, not only letting it happen to you, but you happen to it. You
be
choose
to stay
in control
as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I so appreciate you. Make sure you go in the comments. Also, in the comments, leave your contact information so that if they want to click to get directly to you, we don't want them to have no excuse. Right?
Okay.
Right. Because mothers, so be sure to leave them in the comments. And again, I am so excited that you paused for the cause to come on.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, and I have to do this.
I was wondering where it was.
Yes, the pom-pom.
Yes.
Y'all already know. If you don't know, this is your first time watching. I not only cheer for you, but I challenge you to do the necessary navigation back to your core value system, because it is power over mindset, power over me. That is what pom-pom means. Power over mindset, power over me. Because you have to put yourself first in order for you to be of service to others, because it is about you, right? Happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much. You better catch this on replay again also, and you can find it even on YouTube, right? Or wherever you are streaming from. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Have an amazing weekend. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you to everyone who watches as well. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, thank you. Bye for now. Bye.